Hi guys, this is just a quick video, a follow-up to my first leaf mold video. I've had a few comments just saying about how I should shred the leaves to make them break down quicker, and you know, you're absolutely right. I know I should. The reason I didn't really, I was trying to do it the lazy way, and just bung them in the bin and leave them, because of the sheer volume really that I get. So I've now got 20 full bags plus the 8 or 9 that I've already put in there, and I'm getting about 20 bags a week at the moment. That will tail off obviously when we get to sort of the end of the month. We're beginning in November now, but it's just really, when I get home at the end of a long day, I just want to kind of bung them in the bin. I need the bags the next day. It's just a bit of a pain, but I do think you're right, and I do listen to your comments. So I've just shredded a bag, and the good thing is obviously when you shred them, it increases the surface area, so they will break down a hell of a lot quicker. It actually looks really good. I'll show you in a minute, but it decreases the volume as well. So one bag has now turned into half a bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shred all these. That will give me about 10 empty bags, which I can then hop into the bin. I'll rebag the ones I tipped in there in the first video, and I'll get them shredded too. So I'll get a bag shredded, I'll show you what it looks like, and yeah, it definitely looks a lot better. I can see straight away it's going to break down so much quicker. It looks almost like a mulch already, but I'll just run a bag through and then I'll show you. So this is part of the reason why it's a little bit time consuming. So to shred a bag takes 3 or 4 minutes, and then after each bag I need to unzip this bag because it's a bit knackered and I've had to tie it on permanently. I assume when it was new you could just take the bag off and unzip the bag and dump it where you wanted it, but it's fallen apart a bit, so I have to kind of tie it on and then just unzip the side. So I have to just unzip it and pull it out onto the floor, get it into a trug and tip it back into the bag. So it is a bit time consuming, but you know, like on your comments, look at that. It's going to break down much quicker. It already pretty much looks like a mulch, like I say. You could almost put that straight on your garden now and just let it break down. So that's increased the surface area, crikey, 100-fold probably. So that's really going to make a difference. I know it is. Like I say, I was just trying to be a bit lazy. You know, 20 bags a week, you're looking at probably an hour and a half of shredding every week, but I'm going to do it. I'm just spending a little bit of time mowing the tracks up rather than raking them. It takes a little bit longer. I'd usually use a blower, blow them into a pile and rake them into the bags. But obviously the mower chops them up a little bit, not quite as much as the shredder does, but it's just an easy way of doing it really. I just do a bag at a time and then walk them down and dump them into the bin. So there's still a few weeks of leaf collecting yet to go, but it will all go in here. It's starting, as it gets a bit of weight to it now, it's starting to drop down a little bit. So I shredded everything that I put in here, emptied some bags, and I bagged it back up and shredded it and put it all back in. So everything I bring back from work now, I just make sure I take the time to run it through the shredder. I have had to do it in the dark on a couple of occasions, but I've got a torch with a floodlight because I've needed the bags the next day. I'll just do it by torchlight, get it shredded and get it in so it doesn't build up too much. So now, as you just seen, I'm mowing the tracks. It doesn't chop the leaves up half as well really as the shredder does, but it does chop them, so it's going to make a difference. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this pile that I put in last year and just do a side-by-side comparison really. So these have been in a year, and as I showed this in my first video, they're still fairly leafy, sort of halfway, 2/3 of the way down, starting to break up a bit more at the bottom. But it'd just be interesting to see side by side leaves that were just dumped in, not shredded, not watered, not turned, and just see how long they take compared to what I'm going to do now this time, shredding and mowing them. And also I'll keep them watered through the summer. I have to be a bit sparing with water because I don't have mains here, but I will keep this pile moist. And what I will do is perhaps, so we're mid-November, perhaps sort of February time, I'll give it a bit of a turn, and again during the summer, give it a couple of turns. All I'll do, because it's quite big, I've got a little mantis tiller that I use just for tilling ground. I'll just jump in here with that and just till it all up, give it a real good mix, get the air into it, and keep it moist, and just see what difference it makes. So hopefully next year, sort of end of the summer, autumn time, about a year's time, I'll have a good usable product that I can sieve and use in my compost making. So take it easy guys, and we will see you next time.